How you doing? This is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh, and this is today's episode of Trump Talk. Well, yesterday Sarah Palin endorsed Donald Trump for president, and even Ted Cruz said that he loved Sarah Palin, and that he wouldn't be in the Senate if it weren't for her help. She's helped a lot of Republicans gain office. She has ties to the evangelical community and the Tea Party in Iowa, and I think it's a good thing. Go, Sarah, go. And let's hear Donald Trump talk about Sarah Palin and Sarah herself.
I just want to now say just a couple of words about a very special person. This is a person who I've known for a long time, who I've respected for so long, an incredible husband, an incredible family, and somebody that when I heard that she was going to endorse me, I was so honored. You have no idea how honored. And I would like to bring up, if I might, Governor Sarah Palin. Special, special person. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's so great to be in Iowa. We're here just thawing out. Todd and I and a couple of our friends here from Alaska, lending our support for the next president of our great United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Mr. Trump, you're right. Look, back there in the press box. Heads are spinning. Media heads are spinning. This is going to be so much fun. Are you ready to make America great again? We all have a part in this. We all have a responsibility. Looking around at all of you, you hard-working Iowa families, you farm families, and teachers and teamsters and cops and cooks, you rock and rollers and holy rollers, all of you who work so hard, you full-time moms, you with the hands that rock the cradle, you all make the world go round, and now our cause is won. When asked why I would jump into a primary, kind of stirring it up a little bit maybe, and choose one over some friends who are running, and I've endorsed a couple others in their races before they decided to run for president, I was told, warned left and right, you are going to get so clobbered in the press, you are just going to get beat up and chewed up and spit out, and, I'm thinking, and, yeah? Like you guys haven't tried to do that every day since that night in '08 when I was on stage nominated for VP, and I got to say, yeah, I'll go, send me, you betcha, I'll serve. And like you all, I'm still standing. So those of us who've kind of gone through the ringer as Mr. Trump has, makes me respect you even more, that you're here and you're putting your efforts and you're putting reputations, you're putting relationships on the line to do the right thing for this country because you are ready to make America great again. Well, I am here because, like you, I know that it is now or never. I'm in it to win it because we believe in America and we love our freedom. And if you love your freedom, think of that. Think of that and know that the United States military deserves a commander-in-chief who loves our country passionately and will never apologize for this country. A new commander-in-chief who will never leave our men behind. A new commander-in-chief, one who will never lie to the families of the fallen. I'm in it because just last week we're watching our sailors suffer and be humiliated on a world stage at the hands of Iranian captors in violation of international law. Because a weak-kneed capitulator-in-chief has decided that America will lead from behind. And he, who would negotiate deals, kind of like with the skills of a community organizer, maybe organizing a neighborhood tea, he deciding that, no, America would apologize, and as part of the deal, as the enemy sends a message to the rest of the world that they capture and we kowtow and we apologize and then we bend over and say, thank you, enemy. We are ready for a change. We are ready, and our troops deserve the best. A new commander-in-chief whose track record of success has proven he is the master at the art of the deal. He is one who would know to negotiate. Only one candidate's record of success proves he is the master of the art of the deal. He is beholden to no one but we, the people. How refreshing. He is perfectly positioned to let you make America great again. Are you ready for that, Iowa? No more pussyfooting around. Our troops deserve the best. You deserve the best. He is from the private sector, not a politician. Can I get a hallelujah? Where in the private sector you actually have to balance budgets in order to prioritize, to keep the main thing the main thing. And he knows the main thing. A president is to keep us safe economically and militarily. He knows the main thing, and he knows how to lead the charge. So troops, hang in there because help's on the way, because he, better than anyone, isn't he known for being able to command fire? Are you ready for a commander-in-chief? You ready for a commander-in-chief who will let our warriors do their job and go kick ISIS ass? Ready for someone who will secure our borders, to secure our jobs, and to secure our homes? Ready to make America great again? Are you ready to stump for Trump? I'm here to support the next president of the United States, Donald Trump. Now, 8 years ago, I warned that Obama's promised fundamental transformation of America, that it was going to take more from you and leave America weaker on the world stage, and that we would soon be unrecognizable. Well, it's the one promise that Obama kept. But he didn't do it alone. And this is important to remember, especially those of you like me, a member of the GOP. This is what we have to remember in this very contested, competitive, great primary race. Trump's candidacy, it has exposed not just that tragic, the ramifications of that betrayal of a transformation of our country, but two, he has exposed the complicity on both sides of the aisle that has enabled it, okay? Well, Trump, what he's been able to do, which is really ticking people off, which I'm glad about. He's going rogue left and right, man. That's why he's doing so well. He's been able to tear the veil off this idea of the system, the way that the system really works. And please hear me on this. I want you guys to understand more and more how the system, the establishment, works and has gotten us into the troubles that we are in America. The permanent political class has been doing the bidding of their campaign donor class. And that's why you see that the borders are kept open for them, for their cheap labor that they want to come in. That's why they've been bloating budgets. It's for crony capitalists to be able to suck off of them. It's why we see these lousy trade deals that gut our industry for special interests elsewhere. We need someone new who has the power and is in the position to bust up that establishment to make things great again. It's part of the problem. His candidacy, which is a movement, it's a force, it's a strategy. It proves as long as the politicos, they get to keep their titles and their perks and their media ratings, they don't really care who wins elections. Believe me on this. And the proof of this, look what's happening today. Our own GOP machine, the establishment, they who would assemble the political landscape, they're attacking their own front runner. Now, would the left ever, would the DNC ever come after their front runner and her supporters? No, because they don't eat their own. They don't self-destruct. But for the GOP establishment to be coming after Donald Trump's supporters, even with accusations that are so false. They are so busted the way that this thing works. We, you, a diverse, dynamic, needed support base that they would attack. And now, some of them even whispering they're ready to throw in for Hillary over Trump because they can't afford to see the status quo go. Otherwise, they won't be able to be slurping off the gravy train that's been feeding them all these years. They don't want that to end. Well, and then funny, not funny, but now what they're doing is wailing, well, Trump and his trumpeters, well, they're not conservative enough. Oh my goodness gracious, what the heck would the establishment know about conservatism? Tell me, is this conservative? GOP majorities handing Obama a blank check to fund Obamacare and Planned Parenthood and illegal immigration that competes for your jobs and turning safety nets into hammocks and all these new Democrat voters that are going to be coming on over the border as we keep the borders open and bequeathing our children millions in new debt and refusing to fight back for our solvency and our sovereignty, even though that's why we elected them and sent them as a majority to D.C. No, if they're not willing to do that, then how are they to tell us that we're not conservative enough in order to be able to make these changes in America that we know need to be made? Now they're concerned about this ideological purity? Give me a break. Who are they to say that? Oh, and tell somebody like Phyllis Schlafly. She is the Republican conservative movement icon and hero and a Trump supporter. Tell her she's not conservative. How about the rest of us? Right-wing and bitter clinging proud clingers of our guns, our God, and our religions and our Constitution. Tell us that we're not red enough? Yeah, coming from the establishment, right. Well, he being the only one who's been willing, he's got the guts to wear the issues that need to be spoken about and debated on his sleeve, where the rest of some of these establishment candidates, they just wanted to duck and hide. They didn't want to talk about these issues till he brought them up. In fact, they've been wearing this political correctness kind of like a suicide vest. And enough is enough. These issues that Donald Trump talks about had to be debated, and he brought them to the forefront, and that's why we are where we are today with good discussion. A good, heated, and very competitive primary is where we are. And now, though, to be lectured that, well, you guys are all sounding kind of angry is what we're hearing from the establishment. Doggone right we're angry, justifiably so, yes. You know, they stomp on our neck and then they tell us, just chill, okay, just relax. Well, look, we are mad and we've been had. They need to get used to it. This election is more than just your basic ABCs, anybody but Clinton. It's more than that this go around. When we're talking about a nation without borders, when we're talking about bankruptcies in our federal government, debt that our children and our grandchildren, they'll never be able to pay off. When we're talking about no more Reagan-esque power that comes from strength, power through strength, well, then we're talking about our very existence. So no, we're not going to chill. In fact, it's time to drill, baby, drill down and hold these folks accountable. And we need to stop the self-sabotage and elect new and independent, a candidate who represents that and represents America first, finally. Pro-Constitution, common sense solutions that he brings to the table. Yes, the status quo has got to go, otherwise we're just going to get more of the same. And with their failed agenda, it can't be salvaged, it must be savaged. And Donald Trump is the right one to do that. Are you ready for new? And are you ready for the leader who will let you make America great again? It's going to take a whole team. It's going to take a whole team. Fighters, all of us in the private sector, fighters in the House and the Senate. So our friends who are fighters in the House and the Senate today, they need to stay there and help out. They can.
Okay, I think that's enough, but here's the deal. Trump's not beholden to anybody. That's why I like him. And every time he says something, well, how about something more substantive? What are your proposals? Why don't we see anything on the table? The man is not a politician. He's going to get in there and he's going to say, okay, what do we do about this? What do we do about that? Remember Ronald Reagan? The man was a politician, but he hadn't been president. What's the first thing he said when he got in the first cabinet meeting? I want this inflation business to end now. And the second thing, our hostages came back from Iran. No apologies. He got him out. Jimmy Carter went on for 365 days. Was central. Got nothing done. And the Iranians were scared to death of Ronald Reagan. They're not scared to death of Barack Obama. And like a great first half of the show last night of George Norrie, the economist guy he had on said that the deal with Iran about atomic bombs and letting them have missiles, we give them $150 billion. There's no signed agreement. It was done with a handshake. Now, who the hell does an agreement with any power, much less an enemy power, which Iran is, with a handshake? You sign it on paper and you submit it to the Senate and they either reject it or approve it. You don't do a handshake. Yeah, a handshake with one hand and they stab you in the back with another with an atomic knife. And now that's the second economic expert that says we're in a recession. We're not. Obama says that we're in fantasy land if you think anything's wrong with the economy. And he directed that to Democrats. Well, you're in fantasy land if you believe that crap. I read every day the news. Freight is down. Manufacturing is down. Housing starts are down. Food stamps are up. Unemployed people are up. People on welfare, people on disability, people getting federal benefits are up. People out of work are up. And like the guy said tonight, all the numbers have been fudged for 8 years. Obama promised hope and change. And instead we got dope and chump. The dope in the White House and the chumps who voted for him. That's what he got for 8 years of Barack Obama, or 7 years. And he wants gun control. More people are registering guns. Even his vice president said, go buy a shotgun to protect yourself. Biden's not totally an idiot. He puts his foot in his mouth a lot. But he realizes that deep down you got to protect your home first. The police and the sheriff and the deputies and the militia, or whatever you call them, state patrol, are not going to be at your house to protect you when some guy breaks in and wants to ravage your family and steal everything you got that you worked hard for. So that's a deal there. That woman knows what she's talking about. They make fun of her because she's a little ditzy at times. But she knows what she's doing. And I don't care about her daughter or getting pregnant. I really don't care about her son getting in trouble. She's done a lot of stuff. And we made a huge mistake of electing this guy. And there's one other thing. I agree with the guy tonight on Coast. He says Hillary will be indicted. Well, I have my doubts about that for one reason. Democrats, like Sarah said, don't eat their own. And as much as the Obamas and the Clintons do not get along, I don't think they're going to sacrifice control of the Democratic Party to a nutcase like Bernie Sanders, who has said one thing, and I agree with him. Why have none of these bankers gone to jail? We have massive criminal fraud in our banks. We had it in 2008. The head of Citibank and other banks and investment banks, they all should have, Lehman Brothers, Goldman Sachs, AIG, all these people with their worthless paper that they foisted off on the little man, the small investor who went broke. There were people in Hong Kong committing suicide because they lost everything. And I saw it on the news. They were jumping out of buildings. Not only are they jumping out of buildings, but what, 50, 60, 100 bankers have committed suicide or died in mysterious circumstances. Maybe because they knew too much and had to be silenced. Trump probably knows the bodies are buried. I've been reading a book on Trump. I'm about halfway through it. About his grandfather, his father. And now I'm getting into the section about Trump himself. And he fought the establishment in New York City and New York State, got things built. Only thing he failed at, well, he and his father couldn't get, they bought old steeplechase amusement park. They couldn't get anything built on Coney Island. Because people wanted the thing kept as a park. And they tried to smear his father for making profits, which were perfectly legal under the law, for FHA loans. He made profits building. Well, that's what you're supposed to do when you're a real estate developer. You make a profit so you can build another development. So, this is why I like Trump. This is why I do these things. And I'm going to go on 2 personal notes here. I'd ask you to donate to my PayPal channel on my forum so I can attend the Conscious Living Expo in Los Angeles on February 19th. I don't get a lot of money, and it would be a big help. It wouldn't put me in a hole financially. And the guy tonight said that we should all be putting aside water and rice. And it's always rice. I don't understand that. But, and keep money and get gold and silver. And he said, even Bernanke said, buy gold. And the second thing is my physical problems, my feet, my legs, my back, sciatic nerve problem, and what is the thing? Bursitis in my left ankle. Well, I'm convinced, as my friend said tonight, that your body's wearing down because you weigh too much. So in the next month, I am going to be starting on a diet and changing what I eat, what I drink, and getting rid of some of this. And I know that probably my frame can't support the weight I've got. And that's why I'm getting edema and other problems. And I'm in a lot of pain. All right. Sorry it went on so long. I could have run the whole thing. I ran about half of it. But you can see it on YouTube. Sarah Palin endorses Donald Trump. And that, to me, is huge. It shows that she's not going to go with the establishment like Marco Rubio. She's going to go to Ted Cruz. And I think if Trump wins, and they're doing everything to stop him, I think if Trump wins, he should make Ted Cruz maybe some position in the cabinet and put Rubio in there in some position in the cabinet. But have 2 guys that do one thing. They keep America first. They stop illegal immigration. And they support our troops. Not only the troops overseas, but the veterans who are lying in streets, who are sleeping in doorways, who are falling dead in gutters. We treat our veterans like crap after every war. We dump them like this Kleenex. So that's what I have to say. Have a great morning, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.